Yeah, no, I couldn't believe that Tom quit Priest either. That shit is so crazy. Like, and they were pretty good too. Oh, hey, you guys were playing Uno. Awesome. You want to deal me in? Oh, come on now. I want to play just one game. Oh, okay. The silent treatment. I see how it is. Fuck you too. Hey guys, how's it going? Man, it has been too long since I've done a Ghost video, but I mean there's really not a lot I can do it on. I pretty much have everything at the moment. Not many masks I can really get. Still waiting for the stuff from Trick or Treat Studios to come out, and in the meantime I've pretty much got everything. One mask I was missing, and really is a pretty simple one I've just put off and put off and put off, is one that I do have now, and it was part of this big video that I wanted to do, which will be what this video is. And finally got the time to put it together. Things have been super busy. I've been home maybe 6 days in the past month. I've been filming in a movie. Some of you may know about it, some of you may not, but I am in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and we just wrapped on filming that not too long ago. So now that I have just a little while to pump out a couple of videos, and while I'm waiting on some other cool things to come in, I figured I'd shoot this video for you guys, since I'm in the middle of a conversion anyway. I wanted to do a video covering what I call the death masks for Papa 1, 2, and 3. Now, it's been quite a while now, several months ago since it first happened. The Chapter 3 Ghost video was released, where it showed several of the Papas sitting around playing Uno. Sister Imperator and Papa Nil come in, have a little talk to them, and after that, they're of course ambushed and then murdered. And then we get our first little taste of the song Pro Memoria, and we get to see that kind of really heart-wrenching scene where all three Papas are then embalmed. The whole thing's really just kind of a big fucked up hilarious commercial.
Come see Papa, the first, the second, and the third. Neatly and proudly displayed, lit to parade, for you to worship, honor, and to take selfies with.
Purchase necessary. Offer void in states or laws prohibit viewing of corpses for commercial purposes. Ghosts, its ministry, and Loma Vista recordings are not responsible for any of the contents of this advertisement.
I know all of you have seen it if anybody's a Ghost fan, especially if you're here. I know you've seen it. If you haven't, go check it out. I've had all the key pieces to do this video for the longest time, but one. The one that I've been missing for all this time is the flesh tone Papa 3 mask. Now, with what information I can tell you guys, we had seen the Papa 1 mask, which is, I'll cover that, and I'll cover the Papa 2 mask, but we had not seen a regular flesh tone Papa 3. He was never shown without his makeup. Over the years that Papa 3 was at the helm of Ghost as our front man, many people tried different ways to Photoshop him with just flesh tone and see how he looked, and there were some decent jobs. Made him look a little bit more menacing, but I kind of told people, I'm like, I can tell by the sculpt he's not really going to look that good with just flesh tones on. You pretty much want the makeup on him. Well, the video came around, and all these ladies who had been fantasizing over him with no makeup quickly got turned off. Did not like the look of him at all. A lot of people were really complaining about it. What I do know about the actual mask that was used in the video is I do believe that copy is owned by Ghost manager, Kristen, and she's had it for quite some time. It was never used for anything. It was just her personal item, and I guess they used it for that video. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how this is. And I'm in the middle of converting a Papa 3 face paint version, early Meliora, much like this guy over here, on a Trick or Treat Studios mask, which I think is the only version I've never done on a Tots mask. And a customer finally wanted it, and I'm working on that currently, and I said, well, I'll take a little detour, and in between working on it, I can actually crank out this video. And he looks pretty good. He does not have all of the other flesh tones, you know, like pinks and tans and stuff like that. He's pretty much just the flat flesh tone, since he's going to have face paint on anyway. And I punched in some eyebrows for him. It'll look a lot better once face paint's on it, but I got this guy done up. Then, as also shown on the scene where they're playing Uno, is the No Face Paint Papa 2, which we've seen before in the propaganda videos. This sculpt is by Walter QP. I've done a video on it before. I still have yet to take the time to repaint the flesh tone, so he's still a little orange. Walter's greatly improved on his flesh tones, but not so much on this one. We've seen this guy used for several things. Of course, most notably is the propaganda videos. It was used for some other promotional shoots. CD signings and albums and stuff like that, public appearances where he didn't want to do the full Papal attire. And I have a copy of one of these. This is only for the Uno scene. Then last but not least, we have the Papa 1 mask. Now this was kind of a strange one for me. I was kind of wondering what they were going to do, because the actual mask that was used for Papa 1 was made by another company. It was not a custom sculpt. It was something that Ghost found, and then, you know, Tobias painted the face paint on it, etc. So I'm like, are they just going to have the actor wear no makeup, or what's the deal with that? And sure enough, out of all three of them, Papa One's still just chilling with face paint on. Kind of interesting. It was super faded out, and you could tell it had seen better days. And I was looking at it, and the actual mask they were using was the late 2012 mask, the mask that had been the last thing used for Papa One during the Orion Festival era, the white and gold Papa One look, and then of course whenever they did the switch from Papa One to 2. This was the same mask, and I was actually pretty surprised that it had been worn and then used and kept throughout this time, and it was still not only around but in pretty good condition. But it's for sure the same mask, just a bit more weathered. It actually shows up a lot brighter on camera, I'm noticing, but it's pretty faded out in person, and I got the weathering pretty damn accurate on it. Now, I won't be returning to this mask because this is the very same mask that is also used for the glass cases for the veneration of relics, or the coffins, whatever you want to call it, but it technically is the veneration of relics. This is the very same mask they used, which was kind of interesting. I don't know why they didn't use the white and gold. I wonder what happened to that costume. I thought it looked very regal and just absolutely beautiful and kind of serene. So for Death, I thought that would be a cool thing to dress him in, since it was the last thing he was seen wearing. But they returned him to the black and red upside down crosses look, and I mean, that's fine, kind of a strange choice, but very interesting. Also, really quickly wanted to note, whenever we saw this video and they were playing Uno, and then also whenever he was being dressed inside of the coffin, that is the very first time we've ever seen Papa One with anything official, pretty much, with nothing that a fan had done, without a mitre. There was kind of a question for a long time on whether the black around the sides of the face fully went over the top of the head or what. I used to do them that way, and then about halfway through with really nothing, I'm like, it kind of looks like it fades out. I don't think it's gonna be up here on the top, and I kind of stopped doing it. And then once we had seen this, it for sure solved that issue. The black band did not connect around the top. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys, one quick thing I wanted to note before I move on is the Uno cards that you saw, this deck of Uno cards, is actually the very same deck of Uno cards that was really used in the Chapter 3 video. I'm pretty good friends with the director, and after talking to him, these were gifted to me. I've been very lucky to receive them. It's not really that big of a deal. It's a very strange thing. Other than the fact of who it came from, I have the provenance to prove what they are. It's a kind of a strange piece to have in the Ghost collection, but pretty funny. So yeah, these are the real screen-used Uno cards. Very cool. Just thought I'd share. Alright, the next mask that I wanted to touch on is the Papa 2 mask that was used for the veneration of relics. Now, the mask they used, I believe, was the very last thing that Papa 2 wore, which was the heavily weathered Infest mask. Of course, all the gray on the face and the black and white makeup, and it was really smudgy and smeared and such. That's what he is wearing in the coffin in the veneration of relics. I've seen the veneration twice in person and taken a good look, gotten some pictures and videos, and after time comparing it, I can tell you guys it is for sure the very same mask. Now, this mask hasn't seemed to change very much. It's pretty much exactly the same. I can imagine most of the Papa 2 era stuff, they really started to realize they needed to take care of what they had, and so they held on to it. Everything's good on it, no problems. So this is a mask I've had pre-existing in the collection, though I would also consider this a death mask as well. And last but not least, okay, maybe it is least, this is my least favorite Ghost mask probably ever. And we have the late 2017 Papa Emeritus 3 mask. I didn't like this mask at all for any of the promotional artwork it was used in. I didn't like its look on stage, the shape of the paint, everything about it. I really just didn't like this mask. This is the mask that he was wearing when he was taken off stage in Sweden whenever we first saw Papa Emeritus 0. This is the very same mask that he's also encased in glass in for the veneration of relics. So this is also a death mask. This is one I've had pre-existing for the collection for quite some time. Not as long as the Papa 2, but still quite some time. And I've grown to like it a little bit more, but still, it's my least favorite Ghost mask, so there's that. But this is what he's encased in glass in for the veneration. So there you have it, guys. Not a super important video or anything necessarily really cool, but just something I was wanting to put together, and I figured I'd share with you guys. I haven't made a Ghost video in quite some time, And while I had another TOTS Papa 3 at my disposal, at some point I guess I will go ahead and paint myself a copy. I decided I was going to go ahead and shoot this video, and hopefully I'll have it edited soon and up for you guys. And we do have some very exciting ghost content coming soon. Again, not a lot I've been able to do because not a lot that I'm needing, but I do have a couple of really nice pieces coming in pretty soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and just little tidbits of information I had for you. I guess there's nothing left to do but give you guys some close-ups. Thank you for watching. Love you all. See you next time. Goodbye.